welcome to the Spanish Pavilion and the Showstoppers that we're doing here with Argenta. I'm speaking to Christian from Argenta. He's the regional manager for North America. And we're just talking about a couple of things with the Spanish manufacturers to give you guys a snapshot on what's going on in the industry in Spain for 2021 and this sort of momentous coverings that we're having. So thank you very much, Christian, for taking the time to talk to us. I see you're in your boardroom there in the office.
Thank you, Ryan. No, thanks for inviting us. And Argenta will try to explain a little bit what's going on in our environment here in Spain.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, Argenta's got a lot of things going on. I think technology is a really big thing for your company, and so I wanted to ask you a little bit about the ability to do to manipulate gauges and the thicknesses of porcelains and ceramics that you're making. Is that something that your company is delving into, making different thicknesses of product in gauges?
Well, as you said, Argenta is always looking for new technology and new ways of applying to the ceramic tiles, and that's an important thing that is coming right now because the transportation is making things more and more difficult. That's something that we're investigating to see if with a thinner tile we can get the same appearance and use it in all the same areas that we're using it right now. And because of that, we have currently made modifications to the packaging of the best-selling formats in order to have a most efficient packaging. And this means to reduce costs, but not only for us internally. This considerably improves the amount of product you can fit in the containers. And for our US customers, Australian, Asian customers, that means a lot. And especially nowadays, with this upside down situation we're suffering with the transportation costs and the lack of containers. You can only become important to your customers and be awarded somehow with their business if you try to offer a full service, hearing their needs and responding to them with design, technology, quality, and service. And this last one includes also the efficiency on the transportation.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's never been more important than this year with freight rates, depending on where you're shipping to. I mean, sometimes they're 200, 300% more than they were 18 months ago. So being able to reduce that thickness of tile is a huge thing for the landed cost of your consumers, right?
Yeah, and especially when you're talking about a product they are buying, which is the ceramic tile, that it's really sensitive on the weight on the containers. So
yeah, of course.
So the biggest challenge it's to try to keep the same appearance, but reducing those costs for the customer.
It also has a lot of environmental impacts as well, with less raw materials and less power going into the firing of that thinner material. It happens faster in the kiln. I noticed that Argenta is part of the CERO initiative in Europe, trying to find ways to optimize production and create a greener form of tile production from start to finish. So is the digitization of your factories sort of going into that process and looking for ways to optimize and reduce your energy consumption and emissions?
Of course, and with the new investments we're doing with the new production plan that we started building it in early 2021 of the whole new plan, and today it is working with full capacity with for new kilns and increasing our production. But also it's very important that it's, I would say, 30-40% more efficient in the production and the use of the recycled materials, and that's something that it's important even now. As you said, with all the costs increasing, but also the problem with the pallets that we're using for the tiles, that we are implementing a new way of making the customers be conscious that the situation that the planet has and how we are trying just to help a little bit in that with the production process, but also after that with the service to the customers and the transportation.
Yeah, that's been a huge thing in the Spanish industry, being a part of the European Union's commitment to reducing emissions and energy consumption by, I think it's 40% by 2050. So the CER project is a big part of that, and I see that you've also sort of really been very transparent with the European Union in terms of the DAP Type 3 environmental certification and the life cycle analysis. That was a big thing for Argenta as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and because of the size of Argenta, we're really a decent part of the cluster of the tile cluster here in Spain. And we are really constantly in contact with the government to be, as you said, being transparent with them, with all the recycled materials we're using, and how we take care of the environment. That is correct.
No, that's awesome to hear. So let's switch gears away from a bit of the technical stuff and get into some of the fun eye candy. One of the things that I've noticed recently is, we were stuck in this miasma of grays for a very, very long time. And I've started to see a lot of earth tones, like traditional terracottas and browns, come into the fore. Is that something that you're seeing in Argenta's product line, or where's your focus in terms of the mid-market of colors?
Well, gray colors are the most demanded in the sector, and that's always,
yeah, of course.
I would say, last few years it's been like that, and they are the least risky and the most timeless during the course of the different trends. That's why the general public opts for such material. Even though the COVID arrived, we are observing a global trend towards making all the elements, the colors, designs, textures more comfortable. Everything should be more, I was trying to find the other day the word homey. In our area, the tiles begin to be close and more comfortable, fleeing from the feeling of remoteness or coldness that we had already been seeing. So yeah, I think the grays are still there, but always trying, to make it more homey.
Yeah, I mean, even looking behind you, you've got a bank of grays behind you there, but a lot of them are very, very warm. There's a lot of taupe tones, a lot of browns coming through the grays. So, a lot of those warm tones we're seeing in sort of infused into a lot of the neutrals these days.
Today, the combination of the cold and warm columns is very up to date, and the last line we launched, the Carpenter was following that premise, because
I noticed that.
Yeah, right. It's a very monochromatic line with a really nice warm but gray color palette with warm touches, continuing with that homey trend that I mentioned before.
Yeah, that line was actually very, very cool to see. It must have been difficult for your marketing department because it's so simple. It's so subtle and just simple color blocks, but the amount of attention that you paid to the tones was very apparent, because the breadth of tones, it's only 6 colors, right?
Yeah, it's only 6 colors.
And 4 of them are really rich, deep, warm grays. And then you've got a cooler sort of mid-tone, neither warm nor cool, and then a very cool one that's almost like a light denim. So what you can do playing with those tones together is very interesting.
With that line, we wanted to make a little, I don't know if I'm using the right words, but a little bling to the designers society, because because we wanted to have something that matches the Pantone, so easy for them to play with them, to use friends, other type of products that match those colors. So we really try to keep that Pantone, and in our catalogs and everywhere that we publish that, we try to use it. And we also, with this line, we try to go a little further, which is adding an antimicrobial finish
Hmm.
to the line. And for that, we have partnership with Microban USA
Okay.
to add their technology into the antimicrobial industry, to our most technical line. That it's right now. This one will come more, but this one is the one that we're showing right now. And so we're using a worldwide recognized brand, which is Microban, so people can be more comfortable using these products in public schools, in areas where you really demand that, something that the COVID has discovered, that right, that it's that protection that we were missing.
Yeah, I mean, tile has always been, one of the go-to choices for sterile environments because it can be sanitized, because it is a zero porosity surface. But the addition of Microban, especially encapsulated in ceramic, where it's acting as a catalyst and it doesn't degrade, it doesn't go away, it's there to act and create an even more pristine surface. It gives people a lot of peace of mind coming out of the past year.
At least it helps to the final consumer to have more reasons to buy one of our lines, and in this case, the Microban, using it in hotels, in restrooms, where it's areas that you can offer that extra protection to the customers, to the people that it's attending the place. But I think it's something that smart to do.
Yeah, for sure. Well, that's great, Christian. Is there anything else that you wanna say about Argenta and what you're doing this year?
Well, right now, just invite the people to come through the booth to see the new things. There's many lines that we're presenting this year. We've experienced a tremendous growth since 2013. It's been exponential, and not only a little more every year. It's been a really good 5 6 years. So we just wanted to share all that with the people that will come to the booth, and thank you guys for offering this platform to promote our products and to be closer to the people.
Well, that's what we're here for. So, Christian and Argenta, thank you so much on behalf of Tile of Spain. This is Ryan Fazan from the Tile of Spain booth at Coverings 2021 in Orlando. We will see you next time.
Thank you. Bye bye.